everybody, this is Kyle out of course for Draft Radio, coming at you live with another game. Captain Loafer's an old friend of the show. We attempted to get a game going, but something happened. We had like a little socket error. Yeah, so that happened, and our entire first game is basically gone. Our opponent is playing an awesome Sultai deck, which you will see shortly. And he is going to be on the play, as per the usual. And hopefully we'll get a good 7. This is kind of a good 7. Right? We've got a Misfire Weaver. We've got, like, what? 2 turns, realistically, to draw a 3rd land, and then it's decent. So, I'm going to keep it. Wind Scout is good. Feat of Resistance is good. Aerostorm is good. I mean, we'll need, like, islands eventually, but... Alright, so, clean slate. Alright, so our opponent is playing an excellent Opulent Palace, and hopefully we'll draw an island. Alright, but we did draw a 3rd land, which means our morph cards are live, which is very good. We actually don't have anything, I just kind of tapped it because I saw the Opulent Palace. So, mistakes were made, but that's okay. Alright, so far so good. This is a cool card. I like the art. I like the art on Opulent Palace. Alright, so let's draw an island. Perfect Tranquil Cove is exactly what we want there. It's going to get us closer, one step closer, of course, to our lovely, lovely, lovely little morph guys. It's also going to make our Mistfire Weavers that much better. And we have 2 mountains, too, to make this Aerostorm live. So, pretty good so far. Pretty good so far. Make me... Our opponent showed us a lot of morph cards in the game that sadly got wiped out. So I would be surprised if he didn't have a turn 3 play here. But we'll see. Yep. Yep, so our opponent has played his morph card, of course, which we're perfectly fine with. Now the question is, do I want to run out my Bloodfire Mentor and sort of block a couple times? Or do I want to play Jeskai Wind Scout and start battling in the air? That is a good question. We have a nice little advantage in life right now. Bloodfire Mentor is a card I don't care about, like, if it dies necessarily. I can sort of block this guy indefinitely and see what happens. By the same token, though, I would like to start getting the hits rolling, but I don't necessarily want my Misfire Weavers to die. This is a question. He's telling us that he would have been happy to die shouting Valhalla. And I would be happy to shout that as well, or the Viking equivalent of it. If we do get Bloodfire Mentor going, necessarily we can start doing stuff. I mean, I don't really know what I want to do. I think I'm happy just running out an aggressive flyer and trading in the air. Bloodfire Mentor I don't think is going to be any bad. No matter what time we play it. So, plus if we really wanted to, like if he just starts doing this, drops another morph creature, I'll drop a land, another morph creature, and then on turn 5 I can play Bloodfire Mentor and leave up Feat of Resistance. So, I think that's fine. Personally. Jeskai Wind Scout, man. Card is good. Nice little aggressive flyer. See what he's got. He does have a Sultai Flare, which is an excellent card. We're definitely just going to take this. If he wants to flip it and get us for a little extra damage, that's fine. Like I'm not too concerned about that, in all honesty. Show me what you got. Come on. Sultai Flare. Something good. Ooh, Bellowing Saddle Brute is a problem. He's going to hit me for... Wow, that card's truckish. Man. He's big. He is big boy. He is big boy. Population big. We do have Kill Shot, which is quite nice. Now the question is, do I run Bloodfire Mentor out? And I think I do. Or do I just run out my Mistfire Weaver? I would have liked to see if another land there on that draw, but that's fine, certainly. Yeah, well, I think we'll just play Bloodfire Mentor. It's a little awkward if our opponent has the combat tricks for it, but... I mean, in all honesty, I might just block... Our opponent showed us a Mistfire Weaver in the last game. And that's sort of changing the way that I'm approaching this. But, so, I mean, I'm probably just going to block there and wait till I've got the land to do stuff. That being said, Bellowing Saddle Brute is a powerful card. Man, the card is truck. Holy crap. Well, look at that sword, too. It's like some Lord of the Rings stuff, man. Yeah, I don't mind taking 4 here, though. Getting the chance to develop the board further. Yeah. I will say one thing, that the head on this Jeskai Wind Scout looks really dumb. It looks like a cone head. What are you doing? You little derp. Oh, you little derpy derp. Yep. He's got 5. Actually, I will block. I will block Bellowing Saddle Brute. He showed us Blessing of Scales. So if he decides to play Blessing of Scales, that's fine. Because then I'll just kill this. Yeah, he's got Blessing. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I'll walk into that combat trick. You're not surprising anybody with that. Yeah. Yep. That's fine. Yep. So I'm going to kill this, I think, with Arrow Storm if I draw another land, and then I can kill this the following turn with Kill Shot. Yeah, it sucks, but we have to play around that hexproof bullcrap, essentially. I'm still at 20. I guess the other thing I could do is leave up Jeskai Wind Scout and trade with stuff. Could block this, block Feat of Resistance. Yeah, I might have to do that. Oh, it is second two. He's right. Yeah, the number of tap land. Bellowing Saddle Brute is a huge problem here. Alright, so how do we deal with Saddle Brute? That is the question. I might just block, use Feat of Resistance, take 6, go to 12. Because if this is a Jin, the last thing I want is for me to get blown out by it. Because then I can just kill shot the crap out of this thing. And if this is dead, I can, yeah, I might have to do that. Yep, that's going to have to be a thing. I think it behooves me to play around. It behooves me, I think, to play around the hexproof guy. It just kind of does. Oh, is he just swinging with this so he thinks... Let's tap this way. Feat of Resistance. This. Pro Blue. It could be Teamer Charger. He did show us that one in the last game that we played. But... if it is Teamer Charger, then I am awkward. Yep. Ooh, Abomination of Goodle. So it's a good thing we declared Pro Blue then. We took a risk. Took a very big risk. And it paid off in a big way, I think, for us. So that's cool. Now we're relatively even. Hopefully we will draw another land, and then I can make a Morph guy and have mana up for Kill Shot. That would be wonderful. Yeah, that's cool. That's really very cool. I'm happy that that worked out. Land. Sweet. Okay, cool. So what we're going to do first, folks, is we're going to run out our Mistfire Weaver as a Morph creature. He's left up way too much mana for me to feel comfortable. Hopefully that showed up face down. Nope. Well, apparently the client just decided not to work. But that's okay. So all of our wonderful plans are for naught, but that's okay. We're going to swing for 3. Oh well, still, we're swinging for 3, even if our opponent knows what it is. I mean, next turn we can just run out another Mistfire Weaver, and hopefully he won't see what that one is. Still, we're going to swing for 3. Our opponent is saying that playing the morph first is suspicious, but so is leaving up 5 mana and not developing your board after I've just killed your Abomination of Goodle. So yeah, the smart play is playing this first. And I don't think Captain Loafers is questioning that, but certainly that's a good discussion to have, certainly. So swings for 3 is still happening, despite all of our tactical back and forth. Okay, so our opponent knows full well about what's actually happening, so he's actually using this to loot then. And that is the danger of playing online. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you don't get to deny your opponent a removal spell. Sometimes a client flips out. But it's the nature of the beast that we play, and it certainly is the nature of the game that we all love. So. And you know what? Like, as much as I want to complain about it, the reality of it is that Untap lets us play Magic for free. I can go on here and I can draft whatever we want for free. And so you know what? I am more than willing to lose a couple bits of card advantage because my opponent catches glimpses of what I want to do if it means that I can play the game that I absolutely adore for no money. I'm okay with that. That's something that I'm perfectly fine with. Alright, so our opponent took the damage. We are leaving. We are passing it back. We've got 3 land open. He didn't draw what he wanted, which I'm assuming was a bounce spell. But that's more than okay. This is certainly an exciting first match. This freaking Bellowing Saddle Brute I thought was going to turn around the game for him. But it, you know what, man? Like it certainly didn't as much as I had anticipated it would. So, with any luck, he won't see the second Misfire Weaver we play. I have to say, Misfire Weaver is not as good as I thought it was going to be, but it is still quite good. Like, it is a very mana-hungry card, and that 1 point of toughness is just very, very, it's kind of, it's not a deal-breaker, by any stretch of the imagination. And what on God's green earth is this thing? Oh, that's huge. Okay, well, that's fine. Please swing. Swing so that I can kill it with kill shot. Shoot an arrow into its face. Yep. Well. He's turning it sideways because it's a kill shot. Hopefully our opponent does not have... Oh no, he doesn't have cancel. He could have a bounce spell. Nope, we just get to eat it. Aha, suck it, Trebek. Now the question is, I can kill this if I really wanted to. With Aerostorm? Do I want to kill that with Aerostorm? Yeah, I think we're doing pretty well right now. Ooh. Alright. So he's doing the pre-game fight to kill this? Yeah, that's fine. Ouch. Well, that is annoying. Alright, so here we are, folks. 6 land apiece, 2 creatures each. Feeling pretty good. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. T-Swizzy taught me that. Play face down. Yes. It worked. It worked. We're swinging for 3. We've got him on the ropes right now. We've got board advantage. What he doesn't know is that we have Arrow Raid, or Arrow Storm, I should say. I say Arrow Raid because it has Raid as an actual mechanic. We have Arrow Storm to hit him for essentially what's going to be half of his life. And depending on what he does here, it's gonna be bad. Hopefully it'll be good for us, bad for him. I do like Captain Loafers. He's a nice guy, and I enjoy playing against him. So that does not mean I don't want to win this game. These things are certainly powerful cards. Like these are all really good, and I have 2 of those 2 cards that do a great job of dealing with the +1/+1 counters for 4 mana. So I might have to side that in. Oh, so he's actually just straight up playing this thing for 4 mana? Huh. So should I just murder this thing? And just hit him for 3 in the air? That is the question. This is interesting. Misfire Weaver here does create some issues for me. Now, what I could do is I could unmorph Mistweaver at his end step, murder this with Arrow Storm, hit him for 7. I could do that. I actually think I'm going to do that. That seems pretty smart on my part. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. I am going to murder this thing. I'm going to flip this at his end step, murder this with Thingamabobber. Yeah, that's fine. Yep, doing some delving things. Yep. Swing 2. Oh, he's outlasting. That's fine. In response, we're going to just unmorph this. Hitting him for 7 in the air is going to be what we're going to do here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Arrow Storm to hit Mistfire Weaver. And this is going to set us up for better attacks down the road. And swing for 7. 7. In the air is what we're going to be doing. And then, now the most it could hit us for here is going to be 7 of his own. But the issue is, as I can just play, if I draw another land, I can just play Scaldkin, crack it, and kill him, depending on what he plays. If he plays another low toughness flyer to try and block us, I can just kill him. If he plays a high toughness flyer and I draw a land, I can just swing past it, kill him. I mean, if he does something degenerate, I can just play a free Weapon Master and kill him. There's a lot that I can do depending on what he decides to launch here. Uh, yeah, I mean, he hasn't conceded yet. Okay, so that's probably a Jin, which is fine. GG. All right, we go to game 2. Yep, just decided he wanted to play that morph creature out. See, our opponent's deck is just really strong. The Sultai is just very powerful. We're definitely going to do some sideboarding right now. Bring Low is going to be the card that we're using. Bring Low is Sweet Chariot. Anyway, so Bring Low is the card that we're going to be siding in, I think. I can't imagine Hordling Outburst is going to be that useful against him. Although, I guess, what do I know, am I right? But Mistfire Weaver seems to be pretty decent against him, though. I like our Scaldkins. I like our treasure thing. I definitely want both of my Bring Lows. And I guess I can side out a Treasure Cruise, probably. I can side out a Treasure Cruise for a Bring Low. I feel like that's not a terrible option. And I could probably side in the other Bring Low for a Dragon's Eye Savants. I don't see that doing too much good against his flyers. And maybe that's an aggressive flyer. I So our opponent is going to be on the play, again, for round 2. This hand seems fine. We have ourselves a Bring Low, a Hordling Outburst, Arc Lightning. As long as we get to a 3rd land, and on the draw, I think we can do that. So I'm keeping this, and we're going to be off to the races, hopefully. Oh, so he's making a risky choice. I mean, if we get a Plains, we've got a turn 2 play, and I'm really happy. Einok Bondkind is going to be pretty strong regardless of what we do. So far, so good. I will say one thing, guys. For those of you who are... wondering what my thoughts are on the Jeskai archetype, I'll have to say that it is as fragile as I expected it to be. So there are times like where I feel like I'm completely in control of these games, and there are times where I'm like, I am completely reliant on my top decks. It's not like Sultai where I've got strong graveyard control, or Temur where I've got creatures that are big enough that they can hold their own regardless of what I draw, or like Abzan where I can make counters and sort of do stuff with my mana. I really am very, very much dependent. I either win games hard, or I just get blown out of the water. And I'm not a huge fan of that, I'll be honest. While this has been a ton of fun to play, and I'm certainly enjoying it. Gotta love my red, white, and blue, Murica colors. But I will say this archetype seems fragile at best. We did luck out. We drew our Plains, which means we get to do our Einok Bondkind on turn 2. Oh, look at him! Look at him! He's so ferocious. Turn 3, depending on what our opponent plays, I may just run out my Mistfire Weaver or my Hordling Outburst. It really depends. I'm happy we've got Bring Low, as Bring Low is going to be pretty sweet against his deck. I'm happy we swapped out for both of our Bring Lows. Having 2 extra kill spells against his deck I think is going to be pretty powerful. So, very happy about that. Hopefully he plays his Tusk Captain here, and then wastes the turn... Oh, nope, just a morph creature. Which is fine. I may just Arc Lightning it. And hit him for 1. I actually think I'm going to Arc Lightning it and hit him for 1. Well, I could... Let's see, if this is a Temur Charger, am I okay with swapping my 2-drop for it? I think I am. We'll see what he's got. There's no sense in wasting my removal just yet. Nope. So clearly he wants this card alive. So now that we've gauged that, We're going to use Arc Lightning to kill it, and then 2 damage to him. I kind of wanted to feel that out. Kind of wanted to feel that out and see what his plan was. I'm like, if he wanted to trade this, he clearly wanted it. Yep, Arc Lightning eats the Scourge of Goodle, and he takes an extra damage. Yep, making sure that he's... Yeah. And as soon as I realized he wasn't willing to block, I honestly thought this was going to be like a Teamer Charger or something like that. Or even, I think even if he had a Mistfire Weaver, I think he would have been able to swap it. But knowing that he didn't block kind of changed my line of play there. And that's what you do when you're playing against Morph. You kind of have to see where the game takes you. And sort of enjoy those moments. And by enjoy those moments, I mean make a good strategic decision about what play you're going to make and how you're going to make it. I have very few ways to handle this card. I'll be completely honest with you guys, and I think our opponent, Captain Loafers, is, and I know for sure, because we've played Captain Loafers before. Great guy, phenomenal Magic player, and I know for a fact that he knows that this is one of his key weapons against our deck, so I'm glad that we've gotten rid of this. Now this brings us to the next strategic choice that we have to make, which is, do I want to play Swiftwater Cliffs and sort of pave the way for some stronger plays down the line and pad my life total, or do I want to play a Mountain and leave up Bringlow, play a Mountain and then play either Hordling Outburst or leave up mana for Bringlow on the next turn? I think what we're going to do is I'm going to swing first. We're going to see what happens, see how it all shakes out in the very end. I'm leaning more towards dropping Swiftwater Cliffs. I think that's going to be a fine line of play. And then just running out my Efreet Weapon Master or my Mistfire Weaver. Probably the Efreet Weapon Master. I feel like there's more upside to that. Yep. So our opponent clearly likes this Morph creature. But I don't think this is going to be one of those times where I waste this. I think now I want to develop the board and force our opponent, of course, to play the game that we want him to play. So playing a face-down card is what we're going to do, and then we're going to end the turn. So of course we also get to go back up to 19. That's kind of a nice little bonus to these cards. I certainly enjoy them, so happy about that. Very happy about that. I will say, as a sidebar, I do make games for a living. Not for a living, but it's what I want to do when I grow up, and it's something that I've been experimenting with in college, both like as an academic endeavor with my professors. I've actually been making some games with a few professors on campus. And part of the fun things that I like to do, I like to make Magic sets, and right now I'm busy making a Magic set where it's impossible to mana screw. We're going to take it, and we'll see what happens. We've got plenty of stuff. I'm not overly worried here about what our opponent is capable of doing. I think what we will do as a sidebar for our next turn is I think I'm going to make Einok Bondkin just a little bit bigger, and then I'm going to do something a little bit cooler. I'm going to... Oh, what's he doing? I'm going to make Einok Bondkin bigger, and that way he'll get the first strike for when I use my Efreet. Interesting. Well, that is certainly powerful. Krumar Bondkin is certainly a strong card. I might be time to bring some people low and hit him for 4, I think. Although I guess I could... I could just make Einok Bondkin... Huh. Let's see what he does here. We'll swing 2. Because if I flip, I can flip a Efreet and just kill this. And then if he decides not to block it, I won't. I can like leave a Efreet up. I can kill this with Bringlow. Lots that I can do here. Yep. So our opponent decides that he's actually going to very, very wisely not attack us. And I am actually going to play... What I am going to do is I'm actually going to play out something a little different. I think I'm going to play Hordling Outburst and give myself some blocks. Although I guess... The question is, do I want to play Hordling Outburst or do I want to do other stuff? I could just bring low the Krumar, or I could bring low the Morph creature. I think I'm actually going to bring low the Morph creature. Well, I have options. Now, see, the Morph creature, again, he wasn't willing to block. He wasn't willing to do anything about it. I don't know what's going to be under that Morph card. Krumar Bondkin is a pretty decent threat right now, but he is tapped out. He did pay the 5 for it. So if I was going to eliminate Krumar Bondkin, now would be the time to do so. Now, I could also play Jeskai Wind Scout, set myself up for perhaps a bigger turn next turn by either using Bring Low or Hordling Outburst to hit him in the air with some other things. I could have also swung with a free Weapon Master. I probably should have swung with Weapon Master there, and then used Bring Low to kill this in the second main phase. That's what I probably should have done, but I was trying to get a little tricky with it. I should have just been very simple with it. That's okay. I'm just going to play the Jeskai Wind Scout and pass the turn back. Now, our opponent can hit us for 7, but what he doesn't know is we can hit him for 8. And we can take it, whereas he cannot. So, important things to know there. I'm not too worried about him using scales either on the Krumar Bondkin, because the +2/+2 is nice, but this is going to hit him for 5 rather than 3 and still be able to kind of get him. Nice little 2-for-1 action there. So, very pleased so far with how these 2 games have been proceeding. The question is, do I want to offer the trade? No, I think I'll take 7. He appears to be missing an island, too. And if he doesn't flip anything, it's because he's got claws up. Yep, that was very foolish on my part. I honestly should have swung with a free Weapon Master and Einok Bondkin. I'm going to be swinging with all of them this turn. He's clearly telegraphing that he's got the claws. And so 6 it is. Yep. It's going to be claws, and then Bring Low is going to get him. I'm calling it right now. Call shot. Let's see the response. Anything else? Nope. Going for 6. Come on. I know you got scales. No scales. Oh, that's okay. What we're going to do is we're going to play Hordling Outburst here. Going to get tons of nice little chump blockers. And we're going to play a Morph card. Alright. And then we're going to pass our turn back. So now we've got a nice strong board presence. We still have that Bring Low sitting in our hand. Feeling pretty comfortable about that. Our opponent is missing his blue land, which is, I'd imagine, incredibly aggravating. My apologies, Captain Loafers. I know how hard the Mana Screw is. Believe me. Even just tonight, I dealt with the Mana Screw. So. So, no attacks. Our opponent has left up 6 land. I wonder what it could be. We do get a nice little mountain. There's no sense not playing the mountain. In all honesty, I need as much land as possible with this deck. This deck is very mana hungry. We're going to swing for 6 here. Now, what I'm assuming is going to happen is he'll block, I'll flip, give this +3/+0, and we'll deal with it from there. Oh, Morph. Morph is a great mechanic. Oh, and as I was saying earlier, I've been making games, And one of the things that I'm trying to experiment with is trying to make a set where it's impossible to mana screw. Just the morph from the bird. He's like, I'm missing something. No, you're not missing anything, buddy. I'm being very cautious with how I attack you. You're playing Sultai, and I don't trust you. You could have Throttle. You could have any number of really great cards. So no, nope. You're not missing anything. Flip it real good. Give +3, +0 to the bird. Got ourselves a 4/3 with first strike. And we should kill the Krumar Bondkin, which has the coolest looking axe ever. And hit him for 6, and that's going to soften him up for a big turn coming down the line. Now, of course, he's got his removal spell in hand, but if it is Throttle, yep, that's fine. You're going to do that. Grim Horospex is going to draw you that card, but I don't think it's going to help you much. And I think actually second main phase I'm gonna use Zynock Bondkin. Oh, swing 5. Sorry, Wind Scout swings 5. Yep. And then second main phase, we're gonna Outlast. There's no sense in pretending that I'm gonna do anything else with my mana, so I might as well actually efficiently use my mana. And I don't think there's any card that saves him, although he does have plenty of mana. Now, he could essentially have a kill spell for this, a kill spell for this. There are 2 enchantments that would cost him about 4 land. Then I guess play a creature of some sort to block the Ifrit, but then he's still looking at, no, that's still lethal. Yeah, I don't think there's any way that he wins this game. Yeah, it sucks that it really does suck that our opponent was screwed on islands. If only it blocked. Yeah, I think this is going to be game. The Sultai deck, I wish I could say that like this was a hard-fought match, but it appears like our opponent was missing that third island, and that really just sort of came down to the wire. But he's going to play it out, to his credit. I don't know if Scout the Borders is going to do it for you, but although I guess maybe it could. Time for some crazy delve shenanigans, I guess. Who knows? Maybe he can pull this out. That would be very impressive. I will say this game has been pretty close the entire time. So, all right, there's a Ruthless Ripper, which I mean that does drain me for 2 life, which is that's not insubstantial at this point, but it's more of an offensive card for you rather than a defensive one. Now he could have that bounce spell. The bounce spell is a real threat for me, but at this point all of my cards are threats for him. And I'm probably just going to kill this card with Bring Low, and then yeah, I don't know if he can. I don't know if he's got it. I don't think he does. Yeah, I don't foresee this working, sadly. Although, who knows? Maybe it will. I mean, Mandrills is a very real card. I do like Grim Horospex, too. I both like the ability of the card, and I love the art. It's just really evocative and dark and kind of cool. Very 500 Days of Night-ish. Is that the one? Is that the graphic novel about the vampires that take over Alaska? That's gonna bug me. I like also, can we talk about the fact that, like, this set feels like Indiana Jones? Feels like really Indiana Jones-esque. Like, we got hordes of baboons and, like, snake temples and blood witches and crazy genies. Like, this is so cool. Well, Sultai Charm does take care of the Jeskai. But he can kill a bird. Do it. Kill the bird. I will say, Captain Loafers is a champ, man. He's willing to play it out, even when he knows he's not going to win, so I appreciate that. Mostly because it lets me give you guys a good game. And I like giving you, my fans, good games. It's been, it's fun. It really is fun. Thanks to the power of Island. Well, the Jeskai Wind Scout certainly eats it. And that's okay. I will say the flavor text on this card is not as good as I would have liked. Well, he certainly has blockers. Mandrill would block Einok profitably. This is just gonna die no matter what happens. But sadly, we're not. Oh, there's the second bring low. As if we could bring him low any more than we usually could. We're just gonna end it. Bring low, sweet chariot, with your mighty axe and snow and stuff. Yep, the Grim Horror Specs is done. Alright, and we're going to flip this anyway. He's been a good sport, so we're going to flip it. Show him the goods. So for 3, 7, 10, 13 points of damage, the Jeskai Temples, they go a-raiding. Well, folks, we've channeled our inner Kung-fu Panda. Sans rice balls. But man, we did it. Ooh, Singing Bell Strike is a good card as well. We of course have to show him that we had a beautiful, beautiful Bring Low. Numero dos. All good stuff. Well, folks, as always, I am Kyle, and you have been watching Draft Radio. I would like to personally thank Captain Loafers, a friend of the show and a fantastic human being, for coming out and for playing with us. And most importantly, I want to thank all of you lovely people for coming out and for watching. I know you've got plenty of places you can go to watch quality MTG content, and I have to say I'm really happy that you chose to sit here and to watch it with us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. As always, you never have to do it in that order, but I would certainly appreciate it if you did. It helps us out as a channel. And, if you keep coming back, I know you got to like something about us, even if it's the fact that you can't see my ugly mug. In any case, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful evening. This has been Kyle Ott for Draft Radio, signing off.